Hi guys, welcome to episode 4 of The Top 5. Oh, looks like we got an update. Oh no! And updates usually delete my favorites list, so we will not be doing this episode of The Top 5. They're still there. Never mind. We are on. Woo! That scared me for a moment. Alright, before we get into those, I have a friend who wanted me to show off one of his videos. Terror, again. Let's go into his match history. I think, yeah, this one right here, I hit watch on it earlier. Actually, I was making this already, and I've got to remake the video because the audio was all screwed up. Why is it trying to do ringtone? Let's pause this for a sec. Trying to... Alright, well, there was a glitch where the audio wasn't working. I had not seen it until now. I'm hoping it doesn't try to record it onto my video anyway. I have seen that before. But we both start with Harvester. Or not we, Terror and Sergeant Sausage. Start with Harvester. Terror got countered by a buggy. Made a little bit of a mistake there, going toward the buggy instead of running away right away. But lured him around the rock, brought in a rocket squad. Now right here, if he had left the rifleman down, the buggy would have shot the rifleman and then killed it with the rocket squad. Would have really helped him out. But he does get out a second rocket squad. The buggies do kill his first. Now here, the buggy actually is shooting at the rifleman, and he gets to do that tactic I had just mentioned to help him against the buggy. So that rifleman, even though it's countered, is still being used to help counter the buggy by shielding for the rocket squad. He's got a tank, which could counter that buggy quite well. More rocket squads coming in. Looks like he's going after a harvester, though, which is good because the guy went for double harvesters. This puts him at a little bit of a disadvantage, but he's hoping to get money. He gets a boost to try to get over there quickly. However, the opponent counters with a air unit and does a very good job at screwing over that tank. He should have kept pushing upward with the tank, away from the air unit, making it need to move again, keeping his tank alive, potentially shooting the harvester again, or damaging the base. But now he's going for the points. He already has 2. The missile's about to go off, so he's got the first missile. Good job. Now he needs to get the pressure back onto the harvesters, while also trying to counter those units. Doing a great job countering that air unit. Air unit flies away. It's going all the way around. The other guy's doing really good micro. Builds rocket squads. Great counter there. Harvester harassing. He just needs to move that rocket squad over. Yep, great. I would shoot the harvester first, kill it in one shot, then focus on the air. He focused on air first, but he's bringing in tank to counter that new buggy. He should move his rocket squad forward, too, that he's got sitting there. I guess trying to guard the harvesters is already hurt. But now he's got a tank just getting killed by the air unit. Well, I would have tried to avoid the air unit while still shooting at the buggy. 2 air units. He does a good job building the Wolverines and rocket squad, still counter them well. Building that tank might have been a mistake, though, as there's no vehicle units other than the harvesters for him to go after. I think he should have continued with a cheaper unit and maybe even got that Zone Trooper out faster or done it first. But he does still have anti-air fighting an air unit, Zone Troopers, which are anti-air, going against another air unit, and it looks like they went to help kill with the top one first. That was good, but you need to pull them back, get away from the flame tank. Now he's got a second tank. That was a good build to counter the flame, and since he had the first one, he's bringing them both in. Very good. I would get the Wolverine out of there, because that other tank is going to kill it very quickly. He didn't get it out, but he did take out the Scorpion, and he's heavily damaged that harvester. Great job here, body blocking with the Zone Troopers. They're not a good match for the flame tanks, but at this point with the missile, that was the right thing to do. Plus, he had already hurt it so much, they were able to just finish it off. So, very good micro from Terror right there. It was actually a really good match for the most part. The double harvester hurt the other guy. He had way too many expensive units that were being countered by cheaper ones. And your money ranks up. So, I mean, even though Terror only had 1 harvester, he was able to pump out a significant amount of tech units as well later in the game. A little bit behind on them, but he countered so well it didn't make a difference. So, I mean, it didn't make a difference that his tech units came out later. Alright, so on to the favorites. Match number 1. Don't do this. This guy or me did something not you shouldn't do. I've got 8s and a 7 against 9, 9, 8, 8, 9, and a 10. So this guy's got 1 to 2 levels over me, about an average of 1 level over me with each unit, but that bomber having 2 is going to be pretty huge. And even his hero has a level over me. Level-wise, you can usually deal with about 1 level. That's 20% per unit. That's huge. 10% attack, 10% health. It's actually more than 20%, but not going to go too much into that. Whole point being, though, it adds up, though. You build, say, 4 or 5 units. That's an entire free unit equivalent. He builds rockets. I've got I'm going to call them flames because they're essentially flamethrowers, even though they're not flames. Now, he builds flames, so good counter there. I'm trying to kill his rockets. He runs through the Tiberium. Not smart of him. I don't micromanage my guys. That was horrible of me. I run through the Tiberium. Not smart of me. I try to go after his harvester. He builds a second flame. Again, very good of him. I try to get away from them and damage his harvester as much as possible. Trying to still chase his rocket squads. Not micromanaging well at all. I'm doing absolutely horrible there. His flames damage me. Now he builds Chem Troopers. Now this... Let me stop this. Sorry, I've had a bad cough for months now. Chemical Troopers and Flame Troopers are practically the same unit. The only difference is the chemicals cost 20 more. They leave behind a cloud. And they can combine with the Catalyst Missile, as well as their clouds. He's running Kane. Kane doesn't have the Catalyst Missile. So the only advantage his Chem Troopers have to the Flame Troopers is he could shoot at one unit, leave a cloud, target another unit, leave a cloud, target another. So he could be damaging 2-3 units at once for an additional 20 Tiberium. In a one-on-one fight, those Chemical Troopers will actually lose to Flame Troopers, or the GDI equivalent, which, again, I'm just calling Flame Troopers right now. Disruptor Troopers. And because of that, I'm trying to fight his Chemical Troopers with mine. However, his Flame Troopers are a higher level. So he was able to beat, my first group because of poor micro, my second group because of his level, and because I started focusing on the Rocket Squad, the Chemical Troopers were even able to beat my third group. Now I'm building air to deal with the Rocket Squads. This cough is annoying. And to deal with the Chemical Troopers. Also, I'm going to try to put air near the... Sorry. God. Near the obelisk. Because it's good against vehicles. Infantry could also... Those Flame Troopers of GDI are also good against buildings, so... they can also help me take out the obelisk. I didn't get my air out of there in time. I was hoping to. He's bringing attack bikes to take on the other one. I should have pushed that up forward. I built an anti-air unit. Why did I do that? Oh, yes. I was thinking about killing the obelisk or trying to get him to go back toward his base. Also, try to suggest that he doesn't build any air with it. Multiple purposes, because I needed to really push him back. Those bombers of him are level 10. That's something I did not want him pumping out. I was hoping to discourage. Did not work. Now, because the missile is halfway charged, I'm setting, air at the top. I'm trying to fight off his rocket squads. He's doing really good, keeps the pressure on me, kills my harvester. He's going after my base. This is a really good choice at this point, but he's going to lose some units from it. And he does pull back enough to, I believe, actually get this missile. Now, I did poor micro on the bottom right here. I should have killed his bomber, but I tried to go over onto the point. And his bomber, again, because of the 2 levels, managed to kill my guy a full shot extra, and my guy didn't get a shot off in order to kill him. And he's still got guys harassing my base. I need to take them out. He's bringing everything over to my base a second time. Very wise of him. He's practically got me one at this point, but he makes the mistake of trying to go after my units with some of his bombers. Take out one of his air units. The other one he's not micromanaging. I'm pushing my units down to take care of the ones that are fighting my base. I pump out rocket... No, I don't pump out rocket squads. I actually killed his attack bikes with my disintegrator, or my flame guys. Now I'm worried about a lot of his units getting on the points, and I built an anti-air to finally take care of that air. He could have killed me at any point with that air. And at this point, I'm one shot away from dying. All he's got to do is send a bomber over, an attack bike over, get anything across the middle, and shoot my base one time, and I've lost. He changes his tactics here, even though he's got the game in the bag. He's won, but he's not going for it. Going for, the base like that and leaving it at a sliver made two huge armies of his that he lost with my units fighting useless. So even though he had this game, he beat me. His level advantage, some poor micro, and lots of mistakes at my point. He did really well pushing the pressure on my base, but then he got too tied up instead of winning the game, fighting over the outposts. And I kept him tied up with it. I kept the pressure on, got the second missile. He still could have won, but he didn't make it to my base. He didn't even make an attempt anymore. And when he's done that much, I mean, if you set a full army in and you've only got it maybe about halfway, yes, especially if time's running out, you might want to focus on those points. But as close as he had my base to dead, he should have completely given up on the points and just finished it off. Or fought near my base, and then if he could make an opening, send one unit across to finish it. I mean, he could have won. I couldn't have killed a bomber in time with what I had and how far it was scattered before he could get to my base and shoot it once, which is all he needed. So that's the don't do this. I showed you a lot of mistakes that I did. He had a few mistakes, but that final tactic at the end cost him the match. I'm sorry, my cough was not so bad literally 5 minutes ago. As soon as I start the video, I'm having a coughing fit. Alright, now this is Ion OP. I got this, I think, in an earlier video, but I don't remember what I've showed you guys, because some of mine you can't hear the audio. And in others, they got deleted when there were updates. I thought these were going to get deleted. Recorded it earlier, the audio was all screwed up, and then, because I didn't turn it all the way off, then went to do it again, and I saw the update. I was like, no, another one. He starts with rockets. I start with a Rhino. Very good counters. I built another Rhino so I could do 2v1. And this is important. I will push the one with full health forward first to get his guy to attack that guy. So the other one, even though it's got less health, is a supportive gun. And the 2-on-1 again, they kill him. And again, I'm pushing what I thought. They had about the same health. In there, I even have a third unit running through, even though it's not good against the rocket squads, while they're busy shooting something else doing its damage, and now pushing over toward the harvester to harass it, try to make his guys go over there while I go after points. He actually ignores the Pip-Boy with the tank when he could have killed it. I try to hide it in the back a little, making his guys again go away from the points. Give up on the middle because there's no way I can beat a tank with a Rhino. I am moving that Rhino all the way around now to deal with the rocket squad, while I have rocket squads to deal with the tank, and I can pump something else out to try to have all 3 points. Still harassing his harvester, running in circles, doing what I can. He does eventually get my Pip-Boy, I believe. Fighting over, and I'm leaving my guys on the points because I'm willing to sacrifice them to try to get that missile, but he wins the top left. Again, it's neutral. Lots of micromanagement. I'm pumping out more rocket squads to try to deal with the air and to worry about his tank. I build a Pip-Boy. I think, I'm going after the air with that. And then also, if I get the missile with it, potentially go finish off his harvester. I build the disruptors to try to deal with his rocket squads and to get on the top left, potentially, or if he kills my guy in the bottom middle, to get on that point and to neutralize it. I want to keep the points neutral. And I do neutralize the top left. He does push me off the middle. I neutralize that again. Body block him with my Rhino on the top right, and with the 1 point, I get the missile. Now, since I got the first missile, I'm now thinking, wait, I can just ion cannon him to death. I can get off 2 ion cannons long before he can get the missile twice more. So I send my little air guy over there, take a few pop shots, get my ion cannon there, and I put it over part of the building to kill the units that he's building as I ran my air guy out. So I killed his rocket squad, brought my air guy back. But he built another rocket squad, so I flew over the rocks to the other side, making him need to travel all the way around them, doing more damage. And I've got Rocket Squad's now coming in to deal with his tank, but his tank's already dead. He kills my air unit. Doesn't matter. I still have units. Still got line of sight. I get the money. This is over. I am still fighting with units, but I get enough money and finish off the base. Actually, I think I have the money. I was just waiting on the cooldown. As you see, there wasn't even another missile fired. 2 ion cannons, a few pop shots at the base. Nothing he can do. That ion cannon is a little overpowered sometimes. If you can get that first missile and you have that hero, you've won. All you got to do is save up enough money and get eyes on the base. If you can see it twice, you've won. Assuming you don't spend too much money to see it, you know. Now, here's another one that is an alternate version of that strategy. Same strategy, but I'm not using the ion cannon to destroy the base. I'm using units. And I do believe I start with the same opener on this as well. Speed this up a little bit. Counter his infantry. His infantry try running away, so he's a little smarter here. He builds rocket squads. I have another one. I see he's going up top. I go to kill the rifleman. Now, as soon as his rocket squads are within range, I change target with one rhino. I brought the other rhino up, so I'm 2v1ing again, just like last game. Now I've got a rhino fighting rocket squads. I bring over the other rhino to help kill them faster. I've got a pit bull running by to go harvester harass. So I'm dealing with his infantry and harassing his harvester. But because he was on a point, then I was on a point, then he was on a point, the missile's charged. I get out of there. I use my boost power to make sure that my pit bull gets there in time, just in time to fire the missile before he can neutralize anything. Even if he could, though, I had a rhino on the bottom to kill his guy and another rhino going up top to give me control. Anyway, I'm back to harvester harassment at this point. And I'm building some disruptors because he's going infantry heavy. Disruptors and rhinos. Great. He's giving a hard time dealing with this, right? I'm pushing my rhinos toward his rocket squads. And I'm close enough to his base at this point, I'm thinking I could use my disruptors to damage his base. But he uses his saved up money to go tech and Wolverine, which tears up my guys. Cheap counter to Wolverine, tank. Got my tank thinking he's going to the bottom. Disruptors dealing with the rocket squads up top. Pitbull going back for the harvester harassment. Boosted as soon as I see the Wolverine to try to get through there and kill it in time. This cuts his money off. Now, I blocked the Tiberium field, making his harvester have to go near my tank. I didn't micro the tank properly. If I micro the tank up, I could have killed the harvester. I really should have done that. I also would have ticked the timer. So it would have helped me get a missile. He kills my pitbull. I've got disruptors. Finally move the tank up. Barely get one shot off on it. Get the disruptors, pushing back his guys. Now I'm moving the tank around to go, I believe, kill the Wolverine is the plan. And I get off the base. I go to damage it again, thinking, oh, he's got nothing over here. He builds a Titan. I've got so much money saved up, I realize at this point, I just spam the anti-air guys because they're good against the base. Send them all over there. He's ignoring my other guys damaging his base. I've got 3 people damaging his base. He builds a Wolverine to kill the infantry. I've got another vehicle air unit. So, again, back up to 3. It's at 4, essentially. And I even boosted that one. I thought he would send the rocket squads back, and they wouldn't fire while moving. But he stood still just long enough to shoot, and I had to boost my guy to get him out of there. And he did the right thing. He targeted the weaker one first, but it was still too much on him. So I actually, just said, screw the missile. Go straight for his base. Spam it. If you're countering properly and saving money and you've got tons of Tiberium, you could do crazy stuff like that normally would be unthinkable. Who's going to say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to throw away 300 Tiberium and go 330 Tiberium and go charge a whole bunch of stuff at his base boosted. You don't usually think that, but when you look over and you got 300, 400, 700 Tiberium because you've been countering properly, you've been doing a good job, you could do crazy stuff like that. Alright. Now this guy, my bottoms, something like that. He's a good player. He's on the Discord. He chats with a lot of people. he is the only person that I know of that has been banned from the Discord. And he's not only been banned from what I've heard, he's been banned twice on 2 different accounts. So he's got a third account on there now. Because I think he's a troll. I really just think he's a troll. He likes to pour salt on people, try to cause problems, rile people up. He acts very arrogant, like the only people that could even talk to him or worthy, of him listening to are people that are higher ranked than him. Anyway, but he's said a lot of things. It's like, okay, either you're a liar or you're a pay to win. Like he said, he played only for like 3 weeks. He's got stuff higher than me. I played for 2 months, I played him 5 times before about a week ago, and I won 2 of the 5. Then he tried saying that he beat me like every time. I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't care. He did beat me here, but like I said before, he had 2 levels on me. Now he's got like 1 level on me, average. He's got 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 8 with an 8 hero. I've got 8 hero, 8, 8, 9, 8, 8, 8. So, I mean, honestly, he only has 4 9s to my 1 9, so he's only got 3 guys with a 1 level advantage. But this was a challenge match for me. I didn't lose any points. He was supposed to win. And again, like as soon as this match was over, he got on Discord, started, bragging on how he beat me, even though it was a challenge match for me and he was supposed to have won. And it was a pretty close match, as you'll see. And then immediately turned around from bragging and started saying, oh, and I was lagging really bad. Lag was horrible. I couldn't do anything during the lag, which I don't see in the game. Every time he needed to make a split-second decision, he made a split-second decision and microed quite well. He's a decent player, like I said. I'm not going to lie, just because the guy annoys me or thinks that he's better than everybody. I'm not the best. There's people who are way better than me. I don't think he's one of them. He did beat me. I would say he's right around my skill level. But I made a lot of mistakes in this game. Anyway, let's watch. And again, challenge match for me. And he's got higher levels. Higher rank and higher levels. And levels don't make a huge difference when they're that close. It's a small difference, but 20%, on 3 of his guys every time he builds them, that's going to add up to be a significant amount of time. So if there's like a second or 2 seconds difference, a single level or 2 troops will determine that, But like right there, I'm fighting 9s with 8s, So essentially, even though I had 2 against 1, he managed to get away, and then I should have, if they were the same level, I would have won that engagement. Instead, he's got a rifleman now at full health, and I've had to pump out a rhino. Anyway, chasing him away, bringing out some more riflemen. He's got a tank to deal with my rhino, very good of him. I build rocket squads to deal with this tank, move my rhino down. See, and look here, as soon as he sees my rhino moving down, he not only gets the rifleman out of there, he's got the tank now turning back around to get away from the rocket squads. I sacrificed the rhino's health here to body block the tank to get the first missile. So, even though, and his tank's a 9 too, even though he's got me on a lot of stuff, I'm still doing what I can. And he gets that tank out of there again really quick. He gets my rocket squads. I'm bringing in, my 1 rhino around, bring another rhino in, trying to do with these riflemen. He's got 3 riflemen that he's pumped out. Because I've got the rhinos as the front line, bring out artillery, take out the tank. He barely survives. That's another one of those level things, but I managed to finish him off with the rhino. Rhino versus tank is good. He uses an ion cannon. Money-wise, that's an advantage for me. I just pump out another one. I'm like, all right, to try to deal with the pit bulls. And some rockets to also help with the pit bulls, do front line stuff. I could have microed better there. And had the rhinos kill his riflemen. That was very poor on me. Got my own pit bull out to deal with his air guy. And I finally get some riflemen to go deal with his riflemen and what's down there now, rocket squads. Anyway, kill his air. And now this was poor. Let me pause this for a sec. I had a unit on the middle platform. He had a guy on the top left. What I should have done was, the only reason I got to the top left platform. The only reason the missile went off was because I moved off of the middle platform a split second too early. If I had moved my artillery first and then moved the pit bull, it would have stayed neutral, and then I would have taken the top left. And I've got another pit bull coming in, so even if he moved his air down, which is what he's trying to do, my other pit bull would have finished it off, saving my artillery. And I would have gotten that missile and won right there. I lost the game. I had the win here, but I screwed up. I moved off of a platform before getting on with a different unit and gave it to him. But the game is not over. I just gave him his first missile. Anyway, I'm trying to use, let me speed this back up to regular speed, my pit bulls to deal with this air, also thinking I could go after his harvesters, but he's got rocket squads to counter the pit bulls. He's doing a good job here. He's got a tank going in for my artillery, along with more air and rocket squads. This is very nice. He's got 3 units moving in, 4 if you include the other rockets on the bottom. So he's got a variety of units. He's not doing the same unit like a lot of people do. He's got air, tanks, and 2 rocket squads that just swarmed a bunch of my guys. Comes back with pit bulls. That was very well done of him, and he pushed me back. Now, I managed to build up my own and do a counter pressure. Created a wall of air, infantry, vehicle, countering his guys, pushing his stuff back. Getting rockets to deal with the tanks in the air. Now, right here's where I lost, though. Again, because of some of the levels, I didn't kill his guys quite fast enough. He had killed my guys a little faster. I didn't get my rocket squads out in time. And even though I've got them boosted trying to get them to the top left, they didn't make it before the missile got off. And this is right here, the missile had just gone off. If I could go back like a second, I only needed like 3 more seconds. So like 3 units built at one, actually probably 2 units. 2 units built at 1 level advantage was enough to not give me those 3 seconds I needed to get those rocket squads to that top left and to neutralize that point. But he got off the second missile. And honestly, I had anti-air going to the bottom right. If I had neutralized the top left, it would have been rocket versus rocket. I had the middle neutralized, and I had people going to win the bottom right. So, I mean, it wouldn't have been as easy as that for me to win, but I wouldn't have lost right there. It was a very close match. It was very good, lots of micromanagement. I made some mistakes. Hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes and try not to make them. And he did very well. I mean, he is a good player, no matter what kind of stuff he tells people. He's very arrogant. Now, I do believe, however, he only won that because of 2 things. One, I made a bunch of mistakes, which always happens. I mean, he made mistakes, I made mistakes. He said there was lag causing him extra difficulty. Let's take his word on that, even though I didn't see him, just having a unit hang around not doing anything. If anything, I probably did that more than him. And I didn't... Anyway. Sorry about that cough. But yeah, like I said, he's a good player. He micromanages well. He combines his stuff well for the most part. I just feel if our units were the same level, I would have, honestly, with him having 3 units, and he built multiple copies of some of those units, being a level over me, I feel like I would have had probably about 20 seconds extra in that game. Total, by the end of it. Not the beginning, not the middle. But if he had 2 seconds lag here and there, that could balance it out, honestly. It was a good match, though. It was a challenge match for me. It was supposed to be. And he did win. I have no idea in my head that he is a bad player. Am I better than him? Just looking at that one match, I would say we're about the same. But I do feel I would have won that if we had the same levels across the board. Honestly, I could have won that anyway if I just didn't make that one stupid mistake. Ugh, frustrating. Um, I don't want to say that I'm a better player than him. There's, like I said, a lot of people better than me. It's just he definitely has made it clear on the Discord that he thinks I've got no chance against him, and that he is way better than me, and I'm not even in his league, and I should respect him, and you get the picture. Um, and I do respect him as a player. I will give anyone the benefit of the doubt, but people who are that arrogant are unwilling to learn and won't get any better. Or they're not going to get better at the rate that they could. If he is pay to win, which I only say that because he's got such high level units and he says he's only been playing 3 weeks. His words. Then a lot of his wins just come from him having higher level units, and he's now at a level where he's fighting with the same level units. That's only temporary. You know, he's going to fight people with the same or higher level units, and he's going to run into losses. But honestly, I think he can beat most people at his level. He's a skilled player, and like I said, skill wise, him and me are the same, give or take. You guys saw the video. I'll leave it up to you. That being said, I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers, I'm hoping that this guy will learn to communicate better, because he has the potential of being a really, really good player if he's willing to learn, even from those under him, and willing just to not make the entire community think that he's trash by treating them all like trash. Anyway. I don't know. I see such potential in a good player, and when I see them act that way, it makes me feel sorry for them. I feel, I believe in constructive criticism. If I mess up, tell me. If I'm wrong about something, tell me. I'm like, okay, thank you. I won't just take it, like your word for the truth, but I will listen and be like, is this a possibility? I will usually come back with, why? Oh, you shouldn't do that. Why shouldn't I do that? Or, oh, this is better. Okay, why is it better? Oh, that stuff that you know is wrong. Okay, why is it wrong? What's wrong about it? I want to learn. I want to learn. And I've been a top player at certain games, or in the top of the leaderboards, even on some Command and Conquer games. But I don't rub it in people's noses and act like I'm better than them. And when you do get to the top, the only way to stay at the top is to push yourself to go further. And the only way to push yourself further is to learn more and get better from those around and underneath you. When I played Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars for the Xbox, the first 2 years it was out, I was one of the best players on there. I remember Predators and AGB and Jesus 8D. And, a lot of the top guys back then. What I did was I played with a lot of lower level players. I had to, because those were the only ones on. And I learned from those under me. I asked them every little thing that they thought they knew. I tried to teach them what I knew and bring them up. At the same time, I listened to what they said. I tested things out. I tried things out. And sometimes they would have a little tidbit of information that maybe I didn't know. Or they'd try something and it would spark an idea in my head. And even if they don't know what they're talking about, just the fact that those lower level players could spark an idea of something new that could raise the entire meta of a game, every top player on this game that I have talked to, except for that guy, are very polite. They're very nice. They're helpful, and they're willing to learn. There's a bunch of them. Blade, Marv, Fallen. This is the only guy who I don't see that in. And like I said, I feel more sorry for him than anything. But I'm hopeful, because I I believe in constructive criticism. I believe in that for myself. I'm hoping that he will, if not listen to me, listen to somebody else and grow as a player and as a person. And maybe come to see some of this that, at the very least, don't mistreat people or try to run them off. Because if you're going to do that, honestly, you'd just be better muting yourself and not talking to anybody. Anyway, thank you for listening to my rant at the end of this. Hope you all enjoyed the top 5, and I'll see you later.